Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is Eric from Tech. So I asked you guys on the channel which phone you'd want me to unbox next, and you guys voted for the RedMagic 7S Pro. And here it is on my table, waiting to be unboxed just for you guys. So what are we waiting for, guys? Let's get this RedMagic 7S Pro unboxing going. Okay, so for comparison, I've got the RedMagic 7 Pro on the left and the RedMagic 7 on the right, and I'm going to be unboxing the RedMagic 7S Pro. So it still retains the same kind of look on the RedMagic 7 Pro and RedMagic 7 box, but this time it's more of a silver color or a gray color. You've got RedMagic on the right side, Win More Games on the left side, and you've got some comic on the front, some more on the right, and on the left side you've got your RedMagic spaceship. It's trying to tell a story, but I don't know if you're supposed to buy all their phones so you can get a bigger picture of what the comic actually represents. So you've got your Nubia logo on the bottom, Snapdragon Elite Gaming at the bottom of the box, and nothing on the top. And at the back, of course, you've got the usual IMEI and info about the phone, and as you can see, it has a lot of Chinese writing, so this is the Chinese version. And I did get my hands on the 12 gig and 256 version, which is the standard configuration that I usually go for. So I've already removed the plastic from the box, and I'm going to be doing the usual unboxing for you guys. So that's open. Got the usual RedMagic box insert here. See what's in here. You've got your SIM ejector tool, some stickers, and their new Nubia mascot, and of course your free case. So in this case, this is the usual jelly case. It's the same one that you've gotten on the RedMagic 7 Pro. And looking at the phone, you're gonna have a hard time identifying the 7 and 7S Pro strictly from the back because they look pretty much identical. And looking at the case, it's a perfect fit on the RedMagic 7 Pro, guys. So that tells me the body and the build and everything else is the same on the RedMagic 7S Pro when compared with the RedMagic 7 Pro. And you've got the RedMagic 7S Pro here. It's more of a camo version. And let's see what else is in here. So you've got a couple of QR codes. I'll check them out later. You've got your USB-C to USB-C charging cable. And you've got, not sure if you can see it here, it's a 165 watt GAN charger. And the charging speed that the RedMagic 7S Pro supports is just 135 watts. And that's pretty much it, guys. So there are no headphones included in any of these RedMagic gaming phones. And here is the phone, guys. So direct comparison, 7 Pro on the left, 7S Pro on the right, and I'm hard pressed to see a difference unless you take a look at this side. It says Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, and on this one, Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1. So this has the updated Snapdragon chip from Qualcomm. You've still got the same 2000 RPM fan and this one, but in this case, there's a gold lettering on the 7 Pro, and it's more of a silver and gray coloring on the 7S Pro. Camera layout is exactly the same, and as I mentioned, the dimensions and the body of the phone is exactly the same. It's just the internals that has changed. It's not all of the internals that has changed, and I'm going to be going through that in this video, guys. And if you compare it with RedMagic 7 here, guys, it has a completely different camera layout. The 7 Pro and the 7S Pro has more of a square at the back, and this one has more of a vertical layout for their cameras. And on this one, on the 7 Pro, you've got an additional intake vent on the bottom. On the 7S Pro, you actually don't have a vent on the left side of the phone. So it started with the 7 Pro and it continues with the 7S Pro. Activation and start. Okay, don't want to go through that, so I'm good. And it actually already detected an update, but I'll leave that for later. Both phones in front of you, 7 Pro here, 7S Pro on the right side, virtually identical. So I guess now is a good time to talk about what's changed and what has remained the same. Okay guys, so in terms of what has remained the same, it is actually the display. It still has the same 6.8-inch Full HD AMOLED display on the 7 Pro as well as the 7S Pro. It has Corning Gorilla Glass 5 protection, and they both still only max out at 120Hz in terms of the refresh rate because of that under display camera. And if we talk about the touch sampling rate, it's still a very high 960Hz, so nothing has changed. You've got the same brightness, 600 nits, with the 387 ppi or pixels per inch. So identical displays on the 7 Pro and the 7S Pro, and one of the main differences between these two phones now is of course the chipset. So you've got on the 7 Pro the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, and on the 7S Pro you've got the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1, which has a higher CPU performance of up to 10%. And Nubia is claiming that power consumption on the new RedMagic 7S Pro is 30% less than on the RedMagic 7 Pro. So that would directly translate to more gaming time when you're using the 7S Pro when compared with the 7 Pro. And if you look at the official website of Nubia, they're claiming that there's faster loading, more memory, less lag, and smoother experience on the 7S Pro when compared to the 7 Pro. But of course, I'm going to be running my usual test and we'll find out if those bold claims from Nubia will actually hold water. So they both still carry the same capacitive shoulder triggers, but there is an improvement on the 7S Pro. We've got a 500Hz sampling rate on the shoulder buttons on the 7 Pro and 520Hz on the RedMagic 7S Pro. Not much of a difference, but that 20Hz might make a difference in fast-paced games, especially for first-person shooters. So, some more things that hasn't changed on these two phones. You've got the same Red Core 1 dedicated gaming chip, which is actually a secondary chip that Nubia built in that will be handling gaming functions such as your audio and your haptics, so that your Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 and your Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 will be able to focus on gaming and will deliver a better gaming experience. They both still carry the same Magic GPU function, which is a frame rate stabilizer and will allow you to retain a higher FPS stability in demanding games such as Genshin Impact. And they both also make use of the same Magic Boost, which is the RAM boost technology that will allow read and write functions to work a lot better, similar to what you can find on the Black Shark 4 Pro as well as the Black Shark 5 Pro. Some more things that hasn't changed is the camera system. So if we're talking about the camera, they both carry the same 64 megapixel wide camera, an 8 megapixel ultra wide, a 2 megapixel macro, and the same 16 megapixel wide under display selfie camera. So if we look at here, let's agree, and if we switch to the front camera, so if you notice here guys, there's still a bit of a haze when you're using an under display camera. I firmly believe that the tech is not mature enough yet to match the quality that you're going to be getting from a regular selfie camera. But it's very impressive tech nonetheless, because once you get out of the camera, you'll be hard pressed to find where that camera is actually located on the display. So looking at it straight on guys, even tilting the angle, you can't really find that under display camera on the front display. So very impressive. I am a fan of the full screen display, and it's a welcome change from looking at a notch on any of the other phones that I've been using thus far. And one other thing that has remained the same is that this phone still carries the same 5000 mAh battery. And since I've got a Chinese version, these two phones are capable of charging at 135 watts. So it can charge from 0 to 50 in 5 minutes and 0 to 100 in 15 minutes, which is what Nubia is claiming that they're able to do in their test labs. So of course I'm going to be putting that to the test, but so far with these really fast charging phones, I have noticed that sometimes you hit the mark and sometimes you actually charge a couple of minutes longer. Most likely has to do with the temperature that you're charging the phone. So my advice is, when you're going to be using fast charging on the RedMagic phone specifically, you charge it while it's turned on and you make sure that your internal fan is enabled so your phone won't get too hot when it's charging at that extremely fast speed. So looking at the DRM info guys, something I really liked about the RedMagic 7 lineup, even on their Chinese versions, I've never encountered a RedMagic phone that did not have the Widevine L1 certification. So you're always going to be having HD available to you if you're going to be consuming any streaming apps such as Netflix. And you do get HD quality on Netflix with your RedMagic 7S Pro. Of course, since we're talking about the RedMagic phones, one of the gaming features that it has is, of course, your dedicated gaming switch. So if you put that up, you'll be prompted to set it up at the first time, customize each of your game, brand new appearance, and start.
这温暖的感觉好熟悉啊！是 Helios 的感觉。
So you've got a couple of plugins here that will allow you to game more effectively. So you've got auxiliary line, set the watermark on the screen to help demonstrate the distance during gameplay. So you'll know the distance for attacks, for example. So it's highly customizable. You've got your fast stopwatch, so you know when your blue or your red buffs are going to be coming up. You've got the key position assist. You've got your sound equalizer. Get investigate mode, so you can zoom in on the center, so it's like a built-in zoom, so you can zoom in even though you don't have a sniper rifle. Get a press and hold assist. You've got a double tap assist. Also, you've got the aiming assist. Add a customized crosshair, so similar to what you're getting on your gaming monitors, you can add a crosshair in the middle of the screen. There's only a couple of games that supports 4D Shock. You've got Game for Peace, which is basically your PUBG, Knives Out, Zing Speed, Asphalt 9. It's going to make the game more interactive via the vibration motors. You've got hunt mode here as well. It's going to invert the colors on the screen, so it's going to make it easier for you to detect whether somebody is hiding in the bush. It says here to detect the Lord Voldemort in the grass easily when the screen inverts colors. So I don't know if it's just a translation mistake, but so personally I haven't used the majority of these plugin libraries. I just tend to play the games as they're meant to be played. So let me know in the comment section down below if you consider this as a form of cheating. But if the phone carries these assists or plugins, then why not make use of it? Okay guys, so I've got the RedMagic 7 Pro on the top, 7S Pro at the bottom. Let's start with the 7 Pro. The 7 Pro seems to get a bit louder when compared to the 7S Pro. In my opinion, the 7S Pro sounds a bit worse, which is kind of weird because they do carry the same speaker system. So I don't know if it's a problem with the phone that I got, but I'm hearing a difference between the 7 Pro and the 7S Pro. So I would love to hear from you guys which phone you think sounds a bit better, or if it's just my ears that is playing tricks on me. So I guess that leads me to my final question, guys, before I wrap up the video is the RedMagic 7S Pro worth getting, especially if you've already got the RedMagic 7 Pro? In my honest opinion, guys, having used a lot of these gaming phones, 10% CPU performance isn't much, especially when you're talking about a very powerful chip in the RedMagic 7 Pro, which is the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. You're not going to notice a lot of difference, especially in games, because even on the 7 Pro, you can max out any of the current games out in the market. The frame stability on the phone is really good. It might be a few FPS better on the RedMagic 7S Pro, but then that is just bragging rights, especially if you're going to be using benchmarking tools. But in normal day-to-day use, you're not going to notice much of a difference. Now, if that 30% less power consumption is actually true, then that might give me a better reason to bypass the RedMagic 7 Pro and go straight to the RedMagic 7S Pro. So Nubia is in a top position here, guys. They released the 7S Pro as an improvement over the 7 Pro. There isn't much of an improvement. It's only the chipset that has changed. Everything else remains the same. They've actually released a phone that is going to be a direct competitor to their existing RedMagic 7 Pro. So they're going to be hurting their sales on the 7 Pro by launching the 7S Pro. So for those that went out and got the 7 Pro on launch day, they'll be perfectly happy with it. They're not missing out much by not waiting for the 7S Pro. There is a gap of a couple of months If you didn't get the 7 Pro, you had to wait a couple of months before you got your hands on the 7S Pro. So I'll go ahead and end this unboxing video, guys. So let's see what Nubia will come up next year. Really interested to see their next batch of gaming phones, and hope to see you guys around for me to unbox those new series of phones. So until then, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel and you've got your notification bell turned on so you'll be the first to know once I've got new videos out. So please like and subscribe, hit that bell icon notification, and see you all on my next one.